The Kralaxian slave ship Void Hunter had seen countless captures in its decade of operation. But never had Commander Zixthor felt such unease about two such small prisoners. The human cub sat cross-legged in the detention cell, no more than 10 solar cycles old by Zixthor's estimation. Beside him, the wolf, an Earth predator the galaxy had heard whispers about, lay with its massive head resting on the child's lap. The boy they called Eli Thorne stroked the beast's silver-gray fur with small fingers, humming a melody that seemed to calm even the ship's nervous crew. Just a cub and his pet, Zixthor's second officer had said during the raid on the human colony vessel. Easy credits on the Zarathian markets, that was 6 standard hours ago. Now, as Zixthor reviewed the security feeds, he wondered if they'd made a catastrophic mistake. The wolf, Rex, according to the ship's manifest, hadn't attacked during the capture. It had simply followed the boy, yellow eyes tracking every movement, every weapon, every potential threat. The Kralaxians had stunned them both, loaded them into holding, and congratulated themselves on an easy payday. But then came the first transmission. Attention, unidentified vessel. The voice had been cold, measured, terrifying in its restraint. You have taken human citizens. You have 48 hours to return them unharmed. This is your only warning. Zixthor had laughed. Humans were new to the galactic stage, barely 2 generations of FTL capability. They had no fleet to speak of, no military might that could challenge the established powers. The Kralaxian Syndicate had operated with impunity for decades. Then the second transmission arrived, 20 minutes later. No words this time. Just data. Coordinates of every Kralaxian operation throughout 9 sectors. Financial records, communication networks. The personal locations of every syndicate boss and their families. They're bluffing, Zixthor had muttered, but his mandibles trembled. The third transmission came an hour after that. A single human ship dropped out of FTL at the edge of sensor range. Then another. Then 10 more. Then 100, sir. His sensor officer's voice cracked with fear. I'm reading 3,000 human vessels, ranging from personal craft to, by the void, sir. Those are warships. Capital-class warships. Zixthor felt his 3 stomachs turn to ice. In the detention cell, Eli Thorne continued humming. Rex's ears perked up slightly, as if the wolf could hear something the ship's sensors couldn't. The approaching thunder of humanity's wrath. They came for a cub, Zixthor whispered. They brought an armada for 1 cub. His communications officer looked up, face pale. Sir, we're receiving thousands of transmissions. Individual humans volunteering for boarding parties. Personal ships requesting priority for rescue operations. There are messages from human civilians threatening to mount their own assault if we don't. Silence! Zixthor's roar echoed through the bridge. He accessed the detention feed again. Eli had stopped humming. The boy looked directly at the camera, and Zixthor saw something that made his blood run cold. Not fear, not desperation, but absolute certainty. The child knew he would be saved. He had never doubted it. Rex raised his head and released a howl that shouldn't have been audible through the soundproofed cell, yet somehow reverberated through every corridor of the ship. Crew members clutched their heads. Warning klaxons blared as systems fluctuated. What is that thing? Someone screamed. Zixthor finally understood. This wasn't just a pet. Humanity had brought their apex predators with them to the stars, had befriended them, had made them family. The wolf wasn't just protecting the boy. It was calling to something primal, something that transcended species. It was calling to every human who could hear. The lead human vessel hailed them. A woman's face appeared on screen, and Zixthor recognized the marks of a combat veteran, scars both visible and hidden behind cold, determined eyes. Commander Zixthor, she said quietly. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the UES Retribution. The child you've taken is my nephew. The wolf is his bonded companion, descended from creatures that hunted alongside my ancestors for 40,000 years. She leaned forward. You have 30 minutes to release them unharmed. After that, we stop asking nicely. You'd start a war over 1 child? Zixthor demanded, though his voice lacked conviction. Commander, Captain Chen replied, you don't understand humans yet. We don't leave our cubs behind. We don't abandon our pack. Every human in this fleet volunteered within minutes of hearing about Eli. Miners, merchants, colonists, veterans, they all came. Because if we don't come for one, How can any of us trust we'd be saved? She paused, and her expression became something ancient and terrible. And if you harm a hair on that boy's head, or hurt his wolf, you'll learn why Earth's predators ruled their world for millions of years. You'll learn what happens when you threaten a human's pack. We'll hunt your syndicate across every star system. We'll dismantle your operations piece by piece. We'll make sure the galaxy knows. Never ever trap a human cub or their wolf. Zixthor looked at his crew. He saw fear, but also something else, understanding. They'd violated something fundamental, something that transcended law or credits or power. They'd threatened a child. Open the detention cell, he ordered. Prepare to transfer the prisoners, the humans, to their people. 20 minutes later, Eli Thorne walked off the Void Hunter with Rex beside him, the boy's small hand buried in the wolf's thick fur. 3,000 human ships maintained weapons lock until both were safely aboard the Retribution. As the human fleet departed, they left behind one thing, a buoy broadcasting on all frequencies, repeating a simple message that would echo through the galaxy for generations. Never trap a human cub or their wolf. Humanity remembers. Humanity protects its own. Always. Commander Zixthor watched them go, then activated his personal communicator to warn every syndicate contact he knew. Some lessons, he realized, were learned only once, if you were lucky enough to survive the teaching.